You may be sitting here thinking, what does a massive federal agency that does disaster response and a beloved fast food breakfast chain have anything to do with each other? I'd like to introduce you to the Waffle House Index. FEMA is the United States' federal emergency management agency. They're the ones that come in after every single natural disaster, whether that's a hurricane or tornado, and assess what happened with the environment and how much is damaged. FEMA has been known to use the Waffle House Index as kind of a temperature check around the overall area after a storm. And if they see Waffle House rebuilding pretty quickly, it's a good signal for the overall community. And because there's currently another hurricane pointed directly at the state of Florida, there's been a ton of recent interest in how the Waffle House Index works. The thing about the Waffle House Index is that when you Google it, the only thing you get is Wikipedia articles and those news sites. You don't actually get access to the index. So, what if we fix that? Okay, so we broke this up into 5 steps. The first one's going to be finding out what Waffle Houses are actually open and which ones are closed. That was easy. Locations.wafflehouse.com actually gives us all of this data already. But the step above that is going to be actually using this data. And that's where Waffle House's engineering team started to give me a bit of a fight. The thing is, Waffle House's engineering team actually developed their site using the new framework Next.js, which gives them the ability to render all of their content server-side and throw it on the website you're looking at. This means that you're not going to spend time loading all the data in on your side. They'll do the loading for you and then spit it out right on your web page. The problem with that, if they're doing all of the rendering, we don't have access to any of that on our side. We either scrape the website's next data tag, which is a data tag stored in the metadata of the website where all of the content they load is actually stored, or we give up. Turns out I didn't like either of those options. So what I did was some digging through the website, and what I found was an index.json file that basically loaded all of the stores all at once. And what that did was give us everything that we needed to make this a reality. Thanks, Waffle House Engineering. The next step is going to be finding out what actually closes a Waffle House. And it turns out it's not much. In the structure of the Waffle House location data, each store has a special hours value. These hours aren't really that special because if that value was set in that data, it meant the store was closed or closing around those dates. So what I did was write a very simple Python script to filter out all of the stores that didn't have that. And the ones that did, if it was in a 2-week time span on either side of today's date, it would count as a closed store. Next step was actually going to be weaponizing the data. This is my favorite part. So again, using a bit of network swizzling and a lot of Python, I was able to filter out all of that data. And in that data actually gave us the latitude and longitude of those stores. Now, the next step and a half is going to be actually using the data in a web form. So using a very fast implementation of Next.js, Claude, a few React libraries that I found on GitHub, and a lot of undiagnosed ADHD, I threw the website together and pointed the backend request to the small Python script that I made. And behold, the first version of the Waffle House Index map. I'm going to go back 2 steps now because in the middle of that entire process where I just showed the picture, it actually broke. And I actually thought that Waffle House Engineering was already putting me on the grill, flipping me over and serving me. No? Bad breakfast jokes? Okay, whatever. The Next.js build ID, which is an ID that keeps track of a unique iteration or development of the site, kept changing. And in that ID, that was the ID we were using to get that index file where it had all the store's information. I don't really know why it kept changing. It might be like a continuous integration pipeline, but I was not entirely sure how to keep getting that ID over and over. And then I locked in, and then I found a way. What we were gonna do is start caching the build ID from the site's metadata tags. They were stored in a script tag, and I could easily reference them and scrape it using regex, use that dynamically for the initial data request, and then cache all of this data in an overhead Redis database. Totally not over-engineered at all. And the final step, survive. So I threw this all together. It's now live at wafflehouseindex.org. The thing is, FEMA's official Waffle House Index scale doesn't really take into account the amount of stores closed. They just take into account how much food is left, and they do it based on a red level, yellow level, or a green level. Because I don't have insight into that, I just did it based on stores closed. So it says 22 stores are currently closed. I don't even know if that's right. I am like 99% accurate that I'm 25% correct in the way I implemented it. If you have a better idea or work at Waffle House and want to tell me how to properly do this, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, enjoy the website, stay safe if you're in Florida,